1:15, this is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Danushka Madavella and read by Niranjan Abesundara. The Pope condemns human hunger for wealth and power at Christmas Eve Mass. Landslide warnings have been issued to several areas in the island until 8:30 a.m. tomorrow. The department says that showers and showers will occur at times over most parts of the country today. The Kent railway station has been inundated due to heavy rains experienced in the area this morning. Academic year for School 2023 will begin on the 24th of March next year. In foreign news, Americans and Canadians face mass outages on Christmas Day. In sports news, Lionel Messi and Paris Saint-Germain reach agreement in principle to renew contract. Pope Francis has condemned human hunger for wealth and power at Christmas Eve Mass in the Vatican, seemingly referring to the war in Ukraine and other conflicts. How many wars we have seen, he said, adding that the main victims were the weak and the vulnerable. I think above all the children devoured by war, poverty and injustice, the pontiff added. He was addressing worshippers at St. Peter's Basilica in Vatican City. Francis 86 entered the church in a wheelchair and sat at the site of the altar for most of the Mass on Saturday evening, while animals feed in their stalls, men and women in their hunger for wealth and power, consume even their neighbors, their mothers and for sisters, he said. Landslide warnings have been issued to several areas in the Kandy, Marthale, Nuwara Eliya, Kagala and Kurunegala districts until 8:30 a.m. tomorrow. Kent railway station has been inundated due to heavy rains experienced in the area this morning. Railway control room said accordingly train services along the main line have been disrupted. Meanwhile, a mound of earth has collapsed on the rail track between Kandy and Mahayava stations. Meanwhile, the Department of Meteorology said a red notice after the depression over southwest Bay of Bengal entered through the east coast of Sri Lanka earlier today. The department said depression is moving across the country at present. Accordingly, the Met Department said showers and showers will occur at times over most parts of the country today. 6 spill gates at Dadroya have been opened following heavy rains. The Met Department issued red notice of depression over southwest Bay of Bengal. The Met Department said depression is moving across the country at present. Accordingly, the Met Department said showers and showers will occur at times to the most part of the country today. It added that very heavy showers above 100 millimeters can be experienced in some places in the eastern, Uva, central, Sabaragamuwa, western, southern and northwestern provinces and in the Polonnaruwa district. Fairly heavy showers above 70 millimeters can be expected some places elsewhere. The Met Department said strong gusty winds of about 40 to 50 kilometers an hour can be expected over the country some times. Education Minister Dr. Sil Premajanta said the government will recruit 26,000 teachers in March next year, as there is a dearth of teachers in the government schools countrywide. The new teachers will be incorporated into Sri Lanka Teacher Service from among development assistant officers through a competitive examination conducted by the Examination Department on January 2023. There are 6,000 trainee teachers who have passed out from the National Colleges of Education after completing their 3-year teacher training courses will also be recruited to schools in remote areas, he said. Selected candidates will be given appointment letters as teachers from March 24, 2023. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Education Minister Suresh Premadatta said that academic year for schools 2023 will begin on March 24th next year. Education Ministry has decided not to hold term tests for primary classes of government schools countrywide. Instead, the students will face exercise-based activities to evaluate their creative skills. The Minister of Transport said that special public transport services for Christmas and the New Year festive period are functioning now. The ministry said Sri Lanka Transport Board buses have been deployed from the main bus stations, including PETA, according to the needs of the passengers. More than 40 additional buses have been deployed from the main bus stations of PETA and Makuvara for the convenience of passengers going from Colombo to outlying provinces.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
The chairman of the Election Commission of Sri Lanka, Nimal Punchiheva, said the date for the local government election will be announced before 5th of January 2023. He added that the announcement was delayed by a few days due to several factors, although the NEC previously said that a date will be announced before the end of December. He added that the calling of nominations will begin on the 14 days after the announcement. In the meantime, Executive Director of PAFLA, Rohan Hettiarati, said he would resort to administrative coaction against the Elections Commission if the date isn't announced before 25th of January. That was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Watch Life is brought to you by
Let's celebrate Christmas and New Year with CIB, with special gifts, discounts and easy payment schemes available till 31st of December. Come to CIB today.
Minister of Justice, Prison Affairs and Constitutional Reforms, Dr. Vijayadas Rajapaksa said, instead of checking schools' children's book bags for drugs including ice, the government and the armed forces have implemented a comprehensive program to stop the flow of those substances into Sri Lanka. It is said that among measures taken by the government enacting legislation to make ice, which is not a prohibited substance in the country until last November, a prohibited substance, strengthening institutions such as the Navy and Customs, and launching operations against drug smugglers are the key steps.
Let's celebrate Christmas and New Year with CIB, with special gifts, discounts and easy payment schemes available till 31st of December. Come to CIB today.
World News, brought to you by courtesy of
We give you the strength to rise higher and higher.
Never step back, but always march forward.
Empowering you to reach greater heights. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
Americans and Canadians face mass outages on Christmas Day. Zelensky delivers defiant Christmas message after Russian strikes. Taliban bans women from working for NGOs. More than 1 million Americans and Canadians are facing Christmas Day without power as a massive winter storm continues to pummel North America. A bomb cyclone, when atmospheric pressure plummets, has brought snow, strong winds and freezing temperatures. There are 250 million affected and at least 19 deaths have been linked into the storm that extend more than 2,000 miles from Quebec to Texas. Thousands of flights have been cancelled during the festive period. Ukrainian President Zelensky has urged his people to persevere in the face of Russian attacks as the country celebrates Christmas. In a defiant speech on Saturday, he said, "Freedom comes at a high price, but slavery has an even higher price." Russia's missile and drone attacks have left millions of Ukrainians without power, heating and running water. Early on Saturday, the Russian airstrikes killed 10 people in Ukraine's southern Kherson city, officials said. Regional authorities said another 68 people were injured and called on local residents to urgently donate blood. An order by the Taliban banning women from working for non-government organizations have been condemned by the United Nations, which said the move violated fundamental rights. Islamic rulers justified the move by saying female NGO staff had broken dress codes by not wearing hijabs. The decree comes just days after the female students were banned from universities. U.S. Secretary of State also criticized the move, saying it will be devastating for the Afghan people.
World News, brought to you by courtesy of
Amidst all challenges, we will rally around you and advance.
In the face of hardships, let's stand strong together.
Empowering you to reach greater heights. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
Development News.
The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ali Sabri, in a meeting held at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, recently discussed current challenges involving strategy of Sri Lanka tourism and the role of Sri Lanka missions posts in promoting tourism. The meeting was attended by senior officials of two ministries and key stakeholders, including the Sri Lanka Tourism Promotion Bureau, Sri Lanka Tourism Development Authority, Department of Immigration and Immigration, and Hotel Association of Sri Lanka and the Sri Lanka Association of Inbound Tour Operators, and virtually joined by heads of Sri Lanka missions and posts abroad. And on to sports news. Argentina captain Lionel Messi has reached an agreement in principle to renew his contract at Paris Saint-Germain. Messi, 35, who led Argentina to World Cup glory in Qatar, is out of contract at the French club in June 2023. Earlier this week, Barcelona president Joan Laporta said he would love Messi to return to the Spanish club where he spent 21 years. But Bullock said Barca have not approached Messi about a return. He will sign a one-year deal with option of another year, and the agreement has come after 4 months of talks between PSG director of football Luis Campos and Messi's father George.
The fastest way to earn the highest interest, an interest rate of 22% in 4 months. NSB, the safest place for your money.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Hemas Pharmaceuticals, in collaboration with the leading consumer wellness company ZS Wellness, recently launched Complan, a nutritious food supplement in Sri Lanka. Complan is designed for growing school kids and contains 34 vital nutrients along with 100% milk protein. The launch of this product in Sri Lanka will bring Complan's belief that nutrition is the foundation for a happy and fulfilling life to the masses. Building on this, Complan contains vitamins and minerals which are essential to maintain a healthy life, immunity and cognitive function. Nutritious drink will be available in raw chocolate and creamy classic flavors, which will appeal to the palate of everyone.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
The fastest way to earn the highest interest, an interest rate of 22% in 4 months. NSB, the safest place for your money.
Economic news, courtesy of
LONC Finance is taking the power of innovation to the next level, winning 5 golds at the Technovation Awards 2022, leading the digital revolution with cutting-edge interbanking digital payments. LONC Finance claims the overall gold award, whilst also claiming an extraordinary victory in digital banking.
Facebook owner Meta has agreed to pay $725 million to settle legal action over the data breach linked to political consultancy Cambridge Analytica. The long-running dispute accused the social media giant of allowing third parties, including British firm, to access Facebook users' personal data. Proposed sum is the largest in US data privacy class action, lawyers say. Meta, which did not admit wrongdoing, said it had revamped its approach to privacy over the past 3 years.
LONC Finance is taking the power of innovation to the next level, winning 5 golds at the Technovation Awards 2022, leading the digital revolution with cutting-edge interbanking digital payments. LONC Finance claims the overall gold award, whilst also claiming an extraordinary victory in digital banking. LONC Finance will continue to innovate with the next generation digitalization of financial services, delivering a superior customer experience.
Weather report.
The depression over the southwest Bay of Bengal is located 10 kilometers to the northeast of Trincomalee and is very likely to cross Sri Lanka by today, according to Natural Hazards Early Warning Center for the Department of Meteorology. Heavy showers of 100 meters can be expected in some places, it added. Strong gusty winds of about 40 to 50 kilometers per hour can be expected at times over the northern, eastern U and Sabah provinces and the Golem districts. That was the report, and with that we end the news broadcast.